Without any one of us, the United States of America would not be the beacon of hope and opportunity it aspires to be. The beautiful thing is it needs all of us to make all of us successful. And it needs all of us impacting in our sphere of influence to make the nation successful. Our collective actions, the blood we've shed, the cries we've raised, and the paths we've treaded are the very threads that weave the tapestry of our nation, that the world admires and seeks refuge in which we don't mind the people coming here. We just want everybody to come legally, right? So one of our differences is the differences of the borders. But is it really about the borders? Sometimes it's not really about the borders. Sometimes it's about our jobs. Sometimes it's about our income. Sometimes it's about our cost of living. However, we should never take our freedom for granted. Excuse me. But instead, let us cherish and nurture them as we strive towards a future where unity, not division, defines our resilience and our greatness as a nation. We know we have greatness because people are trying to come here to live the life that we have here. The majority of us are not leaving to go live someplace else for greatness. We too want the greatness. So with that said, reflecting on our recent events, particularly the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, we are confronted with a stark reminder of the fragile and the fragility of our democracy. We were stunned as a nation. Hell, I'm still stunned. I'm just still shocked that in 2024, that's what we are resorting to. The world was stunned. They said that a lot of the leaders from other countries were just shocked. We should know, or at least you would think we know, that whatever the difference is, a life is not worth being lost. And we still have people in the hospital, and a life was lost simply because we cannot agree to disagree. It was literally the shot heard around the world. Talk about impacting the world. Well, that was an impact upon the world. It was not the positive impact upon the world that we so graciously work to impact the world with, but it was an impact upon the world. And I've said before that we either impact the world positively or for the good, or we impact the world in negative for the evil or the ugliness. We, those of us that are part of the new moves and making new moves, our goal is to impact the world with positivity. When we speak about impacting the world, that would not be the impact we are thinking about. We were a millimeter from watching the US of A, as we know it now, of going to hell in a handbag. Hell in a handbag is what my grandmother always would say. As citizens of the United States and this great nation, we carry a solemn responsibility. It is imperative that we choose our actions and our words with utmost deliberation and integrity. The power of our words cannot be overstated. They yield influence. not just in shaping policies and outcomes, excuse me, but also in molding the attitudes and the behaviors of our fellow citizens, particularly the impressionable minds of our youth. We are burning books from school. We're telling people they can't be on the internet, or kids. We're taking away TikTok, but yet we will talk about negativity in front of our children and our youth to impact their thinking today and in the future. We must, as adults, lead by example, demonstrating compassion, resilience, and unwavering commitment to the principles that define us. Such moments demand that we make deliberate choices in how we engage with one another and how we conduct ourselves in public discourse. Our words have power. All of our words have power. No one person's words have more power than another. All of our words have power, not only to shape policies and outcomes, but also to influence the attitudes and the behaviors of those around us, especially our children who look to us for guidance and example. Consider the impact of our words in the context of a family dinner across America. Imagine parents at the barbecue discussing current events, political debates, and societal issues while their children listen intently, absorbing every word, every gesture, and every nuance. In these moments, we are not just exchanging opinions, we are shaping the future generations' understanding of civic engagements and respect for diversity, and the importance of it being okay to disagree with someone. It is imperative that we ask ourselves, what are we teaching our children when, excuse me, when we resort to name calling, when we engage in bullying behavior, or when we dismiss those with opinions that are different than our own? Are we instilling in them a sense of empathy, understanding, and respect for others? Or are we perpetuating a cycle of division, of mistrust, of discord? People, this was a kid. Yes, I understand we send our youth to the military and we expect them to return back to our land. But this was not a military trained young man. What had he heard that made him think that this was his only solution? What did he think he had that he had no other way to express himself? These are my questions of what happened. What would make a person think that this was their only solution? I want to interrupt right now to ask you to forgive me because I've been a little ill. And so when I get a little heated, I start coughing. So I just want to ask you to forgive me. And I'm going to try to make it all the way through without having to have any issues the rest of the way. So back to the radio show. We must also confront the reality that while guns do not kill people, people do. Therefore, we must exercise caution and mindfulness in how we express ourselves, ensuring that our words reflect our values of compassion, of justice, and unity. We must resist the temptation to vilify those who disagree with us and instead seek common ground, recognizing that our diversity of perspectives is a source of strength rather than division. We are stronger because we don't think the same. We are better because we have different opinions. And it's okay to have different opinions and to think differently. We must have respectful dialogue, not middle finger thrown into the air on camera or FU screamed into the face of America. When did we lose civility? And who trained these people to get on TV and to start screaming F you and throwing up your middle finger to the screen? Who was your parents? Did they not tell you to behave better in front of guests than you do when it's family? I was just shocked. When did we as an adults think this behavior is representing us in the best light in our community or even around the world? I am stunned that instead of acting mature, people were being childish and ugly. And I don't like it at all. That is not the way of impacting the world. In the midst of these challenges, we are reminded of our profound truth that our actions and words have far-reaching consequences, not only for ourselves, but for the future of our nation and the future of our world. As stewards of democracy and guardians of our shared values, we have a solemn duty to lead by example, to uphold the principles that has always defined us as Americans, and to ensure our children inherit a world that is more just, more inclusive, and more compassionate than the one we inherited. We have to do better. Let us learn from the annals of history, drawing profound inspiration from the unwavering leaders who have forged paths of courage before us. Leaders such as Abraham Lincoln, who as a Republican summoned a fractured nation to mend and to unify. Martin Luther King Jr., a Democrat who envisioned a future where every American would be esteemed not for their appearance, not for their skin color, but for their integrity. Both who history tells us were taken away too soon because of their beliefs, their actions, and their truths. Did we not learn from that history story? Their party affiliations did not define them. It was their resolute words and actions that shaped the course of history. Lincoln dared a nation to heal, and King dared a nation to dream. They stand as towering symbols of progress, beacons of hope in the relentless pursuit of equality, justice, and human dignity. What defined them as being a human with compassion? Their legacies are not merely chapters in textbooks, but living testaments to the enduring power of conviction and the unyielding spirit of change. Why not draw strength from their examples? Why not let us understand we are not made to be the same, we are made to be different, which means different thoughts, different behaviors, and different reactions to feelings, and also different feelings. People, we are different, and we need to learn that what we feel about certain things is okay to believe. And what others feel and others believe, it's okay for them to feel it and for them to believe it. It's okay to stand firm on front lines of progress, carrying forth their vision with unwavering determination. It is not okay to degrade another, to lie, or to wish death upon others. It is okay to fight, but not to be a detriment of another. Come on, people. We've been going through this for just about 16 years now. We've endured an unending storm of political strife, a relentless barrage of blame and division that has left us constantly on edge. Our instincts are now in perpetual flight or fight mode. But let's pause. Let's take a deep breath. Let's truly reflect that this chaos, this confusion is not divinely ordained. It is the work of the adversary, lurking to accuse, to steal, to kill our sanctity, our joy, our peace. We cannot let this be our narrative. We must rise above and reclaim our unity, restore our faith in goodness, and forge a path where love and understanding prevails. Let us, all of us, be the generation that will defy the darkness, will rewrite our story and build a future where God's light guides us through the turmoil, where hope and harmony reign supreme. On this journey called life, let us reaffirm our commitment to building a future where every voice is heard, every voice matters, and every American has the opportunity to pursue their dreams. Let us choose hope over fear, unity over division, and most of all, love over hate. Let us reaffirm our commitment to a future where the content of character eclipse the superficial divides that seek to divide us. Let us heed their call, King and Lincoln, not as a Republican or a Democrat, but as an inheritor of a shared responsibility to uphold the ideas that defined our humanity. As we choose to impact the world with light and truth, may we continue to strive for a more perfect union. A more perfect union does not mean that we have to agree with each other, but it does mean that we need to have respect for what the other one does believe. We need it guided by the principles of democracy, by justice, and equality for all. Think about it. We would not have survived as a country if the former president had been assassinated on Saturday. Not only would we not have survived, the United States of America would not have been the United States of America. We would have had down a very dark society. Neighbors wouldn't have been neighbors. Family members wouldn't have been family members. We must strive to impact the world with decency. We must strive to impact the world with integrity. We have to be an example of love and peace and of joy. We have to be an example that impacting the world with the light and the goodness is so much further advanced than impacting the world with negativity and darkness. When we're making our new moves needs to be, let's make the world a better place for our children. We're going to impact the society that our children take from us better than the society we took from those that handed over the society to us. Unity is about us understanding that people are trying to come to the United States of America. We're not trying to move and leave the United States of America. So we need to wash our hands of all the dirt, all the chaos, and we need to be on the accord of being in unity and being kind and nice to each other. That a Democrat has a right to be a Democrat, a Republican has a right to be a Republican. But we don't have a right to be ugly to each other because the Democrat wants to say something negative about the Republican, or the Republican wants to say something negative about the Democrat. We see the results of the negativity. We have to do better. Let's just do better. We can just do better. We shouldn't have other citizens screaming on a screen FUs and throwing up their fingers to the United States of America. We know better. We train better. What happened to you don't tell your neighbors the dirty laundry that's going on in your house? So why would we be acting like that? Come on, people. We are adults. Think about your behavior during this cycle. Do better. Impact those around you. If you cannot talk about politics, don't talk about it. If you can't listen to another person's opinion, shut up. It's okay. We all have a right to be individuals. Being an individual is the reason why the United States is the United States, is that we all have different thought patterns and we all have different footsteps that we're supposed to take. I'm going to leave you with 2 choices to make this week. This has bugged me since Saturday. So my number one choice is to, or number one thing for you to do this week is to choose your words wisely. If you have nothing good to say, shut up. If it is not to empower somebody or something, or to make it all joy, or to make it peaceful, or to make it lovable, be quiet. Some of you, if you take these choices this week, you're going to be awful quiet. Because if you're not complaining, you're not breathing. I just need for you to take some time, that it's okay. We don't need more chaos in the air. Remember, an opinion is just that, an opinion, and we all have one. The second thing I want to remind you to do this 2 weeks is to dominate the day. Be better tomorrow than you were today. And when tomorrow is the day, be better the next day than you were that day. Continue the cycle daily. Make a choice to dominate the day, to be kind, to be gentle, to be in peace, and to continue it throughout the day. Remember, our goal is to impact the world for the good. What we seen Saturday was impactful, but it was the wrong impactful. So we, whatever our ripple is in our world, we need to impact the world. Now I'm going to ask you to remember to follow, to like, to subscribe. Please repost my coughing and all, and forward on to those that need to impact the world. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to what we had to say. We'll see you back again on Thursday. Thank you to Rejoice 904 for having us on. Thank you to all of you that take the time out of your schedule. Listen, text me, email me, call me. I want to see how you feel. How were you impacted on Saturday? What bring back to your memory? I mean, I was here when this happened to Ronald Reagan. So I was a little floored that we're back into that societal thinking that it's okay. People, it is not okay. It is not okay to cause injury or harm to another person. It is not okay to take a father away from his children. It is not okay to take a mother away from her children. It's not okay. Let's be better people. Let's walk in love. Let's walk in peace. Let's walk in some joy. Let's impact the world by making new moves. Have a good night. Look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you.